Uh, hold up, guys. Why is my camera not working? There we go. So techno, guys. I'm such a techno guy. Alrighty, now we can go to here. Okay, now it should work. Hopefully it works. I streamed earlier and it didn't work. So hopefully this stream actually works. Like, put that there. Okay. It might be working. There we go. Okay, we have this. Hold up. It might be there. It might be there. Well, I actually want to try something out real quick before I get into the stream. I'm gonna go to settings. And I think I just figured out what's wrong with my stream. Put this at normal. Okay, we're gonna see if this changes anything. Oh my, it does. No way, we actually have it. Wait, hold up. Okay, we're gonna see if this changes anything. Oh my, it does. Okay, it like kind of works. I'm looking at it right now. So I'm gonna actually maybe make it for, instead of normal, it's gonna be high. Because I'm kind of, like the OBS itself is kind of lagging. Okay, now this should probably be perfect. Okay. This is actually pretty good. It's looking good. We're gonna test out. That's smooth enough for me. Like, I don't care. This is actually good. At least I can move it. Now, enable preview should be off. Okay. Yeah, okay, so. Alrighty. So, boom. Alrighty. I can actually start off my stream. There we go. I'm not even gonna bother adding a sub count in the corner because I'll probably just end up messing up everything I started. So, alright. Well, right now it's good afternoon, everybody. See, 12 for me. Wherever you guys are from, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Today we are reviewing the Demon Slayer and Battle Cats collaboration. Um, this collaboration has sparked high interest to many people, and I heard a lot of people are going back to the game because of this collab. Um, Personally, I never really got into Demon Slayer. It's not an anime I watched. I'm more of a My Hero type of guy. Yeah, never got into it. Uh, I watched like maybe one episode because I was on a trip with my friend for cadets, and he was watching it, and that was like 3 years ago. So yeah. But basically, in today's live stream, we're going to be looking at the units and the stages that are going to be there. So we're going to start off probably with the Ubers. Now, if we go down here, the collaboration starts on March 13th, which is tomorrow at 11 a.m. until March 30th. So honestly, the collab doesn't seem that long. I feel like we had longer collabs out there, but I mean, they might bring it back. Like I don't know with the Eva, whatever collab that one they brought it back like super quick. I'm not sure why. It was like kind of weird. I'm like, okay, I didn't like that collab at all. I found it boring. But this one should be interesting. So we're gonna look at the stamp rewards. Of course, we have 30 days like usual, and we're gonna see what we have. Okay, so on day 5, we have this unit right here. We're gonna go check out this unit and its stats real quick. So this is Nezu Cat. It's a special unit, and that will be added in version 15.1. And it's a basket. I'm not sure what reference this is from. I'm not sure what this is exactly. In the second form, Nezuko Cat CC. It's the cat minus the basket. So, okay. So strategy slash usage. Nezuko's different form has been slightly different stats between them, but this gimmick falls flat once you realize that most floating enemies are either outranged by both forms or outranged both forms. This means that for most purposes, the normal form will perform better due to a quicker attack rate and a marginally higher health in exchange for a little bit of range. So this box is better than the girl. Kind of crazy. Now, as for her actual usage, is it limited at best? Better alternative for crowd controlling floating enemies exists, such as Sanzo Cat, he slows, or Necro Dancer Cat for freezing. Though her area attack makes her at least a little bit better than Dr. Cat. She's best usage against Teacher Bun Bun in Empire of Cast Chapter 3 Moon, and some easy cyclone stages if obtained early on, and promptly forgotten about afterwards. So of course it's ranked as a user dump and a crowd controller. I am way past Teacher Bun Bun, and of course it's a good unit for your collection, but yeah. Alright, now the description of this cat believes itself a demon after oversleeping and waking after sunset. Applies sunblock to its exposed leg. Area attacked by knockback floating enemies. And then the second form is admires a girl who protects her brother with her life and only child looking for a brother cat to protect area. Attack might knock back floating enemies. So yeah, it's a cheap unit. This is the prices. And I don't know who's gonna be using cat size on this guy. To level 59, but okay. So let's see right here. So her health is 10,000, and then in her second sorry, And our second form is actually less, 7,000, which is quite interesting actually when you hear about it. But it both has a 40% chance to knock back floating enemies. And if you want, it says that the first form would be better because it has like 3,000 more health. But it does like cut the damage in like half almost. As you can see, the DPS is higher actually on the second form. On the first form, I should say. But like the max damage is like higher right here. And then the attack frequency is more often on the first form than the second form. Pretty sure. No, 51. Actually, no, it's more frequent in the other form. And the range is higher in the second form. The movement speed stays the same. Okay, yeah. Alright, we're gonna just look at the attack animation. So yeah, it's a basket right here. We could play the walking animation. Or maybe if we go to attack right here. Right, we're gonna look at the attack. Oh, that's quite the attack. Bam. The knockback is that. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's kind of cool, actually. Hmm. Is this the first form or the second form? The first form. Okay. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool attack. Alright, so that's it for the special cat. Now we're going to be moving on to the Ubers. Did not mean to refresh. Hmm. Um. Uh. I don't know. I have enough money, well, cat food, I should say, money, for a 11 draw. And right now, sorry, right now it's a guaranteed Uber, so I'm not sure if that's gonna carry on in the collab, but I might roll some of the units just because it might be good. So we're just trying to make this work. Hmm. Alrighty, it's working. Man, I wish my PC was better because, to be honest, this is actually annoying. Oh, like I have to like sacrifice one thing for another. It's either I get my camera super smooth or I get my screen like decently smooth. Like it's actually annoying. It's really annoying. Hold up, I'm trying to see right now what I look like. Hold up. My screen like decently smooth. Like it's actually annoying. Yeah, I might just actually like cut the camera. Boom. Wahaha. Now you can't see me. Now this actually will prioritize this way more, and it actually won't run my other thing. So yeah, you don't need to see my face. Okay, so yeah, okay, we're good. Now the next thing to be looking at in this collaboration after the stat rewards is the missions. So these are probably some stages right here, and you can see right here you're gonna get 3 rare tickets for clearing probably all the special missions, which is honestly really good. 3 rare tickets. I have like 8 I think right now, so I'll definitely take more. And this is what it looks like right here, the banner for the capsules, and this is the second form, and you can see that we do have a super rare unit also, and we have 7 Ubers. Alright, now we got the list of stages. We got 5 stages here, and I'm not sure if there's any reference from the show, probably is, but these are the difficulties. Is only 5-star difficulty, which is not that hard, and we got the energy amount here, and there's actually there's 2 different ones, and these ones are a bit harder, I'm assuming, probably, but they do cost a bit more energy. They're a bit more pricey. And then we got these stages here. Right, so we do have a lot of stages actually. And this is obviously the logo for the game. Pretty nice. Collab. And this is in Japan, I'm assuming. Unless, no, I think it's just flipped. Yeah, I don't think that's Japan. See, this guy right here. This is what he's coming back to, so this is pretty big for some people. Alright, now we're going to be looking at the Ubers that are in this stage. I mean, in the capsules, I should say. So first, we're gonna actually start off with a super rare, which is Little Sakunji Urukodaki. He's a super rare. Um, that's quite the mask. This is weird. All right, this guy is a tanker, which is quite interesting, and we're gonna be looking from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, tasked with training new recruits of the Demon Slayer Corps. Area attack tough versus alien zombie enemies. So he's like maybe like Jetpack Cat with the alien, kind of like he has tough against, and then zombie. So it's like a zombie meat shield. From Demon Slayer, Kimitsu no Yabi instructs Tanjiro, that dude, in swordsmanship before he faces the final selection. So he keeps the same things in both forms, and he's $1,400 in chapter 3. So we're going to be going back here, and we're going to be looking at his strategy and usage. So just like Rokat, Little Sakonji is a respectable anti-alien zombie tank. He has a sizable, almost 200,000 effective HP at level 30, 300,000 at level 50, which is more than enough to hold his grounds against targeted targets for a decent period of time. Not only that, he has a reasonable recharge rate that makes him decently spammable. He works well in places like Last of the Dead, which is Cyclone Dominant, and Cancel the Cosmos Outbreaks. That's actually pretty good, the fact that he can do those outbreaks. Zombies lack many. Wait, sorry. Zombies lack very many actually good tanks, making his niche exceptionally valuable in all stages of the game, despite his lack of zombie killer. Against aliens, he remains powerful up until you unlock Soapcat, which is this guy right here. If it loads, no, he's like the soap guy, who tends to outclass him in most regards. At that point, he should be used when you need a tank who is immune to warp. Is he immune to warp? So yeah, he is a tanker, which is honestly pretty good. I mean, if I get him, I might try him against zombie stages, outbreaks. That'd be pretty cool. So if we go down here, he is immune to warp. So he's kind of like Catalyte, but instead of strong against, it's resistant, which is pretty good, honestly. So he sounds like a pretty usable unit. So we're gonna be we're gonna go evolve form. These are probably the same thing. So we're gonna just get the attack animation. I mean, he's a pretty cool looking guy. He has quite the mass though. A big nose. Oh my. Okay, whatever, just walk. I don't care. There we go. Oh, he's got like a slow walk. I can't. Yeah, that's my computer lagging, but that's his attack. You kind of see like he has a sword and launches it. Pew. Pretty cool. Ooh. Okay. So that is the super rare and the collaboration. Now we're just gonna be looking at the Ubers. For real this time. We're looking at Ubers. If this thing could load. Which I don't even think I pressed. There we go. Alright, our next Uber, well, our first Uber to look at is Tanjiro Kamado, which I believe is like the main character in the show. So, this is what he looks like in his first form, and this is what he looks like in his second form. So he just gets color. So we're gonna be looking at the description and what he's good against first before we look at the strategy. So from Demon Slayer, Kimesu no Yaba. I don't know what this means, but it's saying this everywhere. I don't know if that's what they say. I don't know. Enter the demon. Slayer core to avenge his family and save his sister. So I think his sister's the guy with the bamboo in her mouth or whatever. Massive long range area explosion damage to floating angels. And then first form water massive long range area explosion damage. So it's the same thing in both forms. But he does have 100% chance to do an explosion attack. and he's super long range. Like, I'm gonna be looking at Hacker Cat's range just to compare, but this is probably crazy. And he's immune to slow and to surge, which is pretty cool. With a 100% chance to survive a lethal strike. So honestly, it kind of reminds me of Hacker Cat in some ways. I think Hacker Cat does have the survive talent. Alright, so now we're going to be reading the description. Tahiro Commando is a super backliner sniper with many unique advantages. While his general DPS appears to be on the lower side, he makes up for it through sheer range and versatility via long distance coverage as well as explosion. His high pierce allow him to put pressure far beyond the front lines and completely safe distance. So honestly, if he doesn't have high DPS but he has massive damage against, pretty sure it's floating in aliens. Yeah, floating in angels. And I see someone that joined the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. Just I have the chat open too, so if you type stuff in the chat and if you like, it would be appreciated. Thank you. So I'm gonna just go back to the video. Um, so yes, long distance and his explosion attack. Honestly, explosion is pretty cool, I guess. But for like a long distance, that's kind of cool. Kind of can't wait to see his attack animation to see like what he actually does. So again, his target trait, his sword is a as deadly as demons he slays, reaching upwards of 16,000 DPS, which is not bad at level 30, and it's 25,000 at level 50. So if he's actually worth getting to level 50, he might be good. His attack rate is relatively quick too, which means enemies will find it difficult to consistently enter his blind spot, as long as you defend him well. However, it's worth nothing that his inside range is painfully small when compared to his piercing range, identical to that of Radiant Aphrodite. So this guy, the guy with the big bow and arrow. This makes them difficult to use against tanky or otherwise speedy enemies that could barge their way into blind spots in between attack cycles. This could include Brawls, Teacher Bun Bun, Variant Angelic Gories. What's this guy? Winch. Oh, that guy. I don't like that guy. Cosmos could counter that guy pretty well. Among others. Even with this, he is guaranteed at least one reposition through survive in the event that a fiend under Muzin makes an attempt on his head. So, honestly, if you use maybe against Aku, like I don't know if like maybe Aku and floating if ever Aku and Angel, because if I have Linlin, so Linlin could be a good frontliner and this guy can probably do backliner damage. So it just really depends. He's like kind of situational, but he can be actually used as a pretty good backliner. So overall, I find Uber with many great matchups against high range pests like Kala Maria. Oh, I don't like that guy. Calamari. Is this like actually just gonna show the food? Oh, that guy. Low-key or Gobble. This guy's his toxic. This actually might be a good counter, but I'm not sure if the toxic could reach him, depending on what his like. I think he has like a Omni Strike with the toxic ability, but I use one of my Ubers to counter the toxic. That's immune to toxic, so yeah. And while being an alright generalist, super backline option for many stages, his immunities even make him decent for surge heavy stages, including against Saint Dober. That's pretty good against Saint Dober, yeah, if you have a backliner. If you can manage to hold him in his place. So yeah, if you use like Sniper and Cyberpunk against this guy, the surge might reach depending on how far he can actually push forward. But due to this guy survive and immune to surge, he actually might have a chance to actually clip him a little bit and get some damage off of him, and he can survive the surge, which is really interesting actually. So he's classed as a super backliner and a nuker. So that's not even that bad. So now we didn't even really mention the explosion attack, but that could be like really good because of his mass damage. So like it's pretty good. So we're gonna be looking at his. He get knocked back 4 times. His movement speed is 12. Attack range is 600. So a lot of this stuff doesn't change at all. It's mostly just the DPS that changes and the damage, and of course the HP. But since he's a super heavy backliner, I don't think the HP really matters. But yeah, so we're gonna be looking at this attack animation. I'm honestly looking forward to see what he does. He probably has his sword again. So yeah. Oof, this is not rendering that good, but you can kind of see what he's gonna do. Okay. So he actually like jumps at you. He's like full on attacking you. Like if you put him here, he makes a fairly big jump, and he has like this big water thing. So honestly, it's a really cool attack animation. And then his knockback is this. So he just kind of gets like his sword goes back. That's pretty cool, honestly. Um. So yeah, that's it for that Uber. Oh, you see, look, Target Aku. I mentioned that. So yeah. So I was right for the fact that you should have Aku. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to the next Uber, which is his sister. His sister is where'd it go, bruh? Man, what is this? Right here. Yeah. This guy or girl, I should say, Nezuko Kamado. This girl looks psychopath. Yeah, I think she is in the show. So I think these guys might all have like a zombie thing. But we're gonna be looking first, like usual, melee, at this right here. Oof. Okay, looks like she has a lot of things. From Demon Slayer, I'm not gonna say that again. Transform when demonic blood entered her open wounds. Area attack only hits traitless alien zombies with 100% chance to knock back. So it's kind of like Saki, but instead, I think she's a frontliner instead of a backliner. So she only target those traits, and her second form is the exact same thing. So if we go down here, she has actually a lot more things. She actually has the zombie killer ability, and with the category of zombie enemies, she traits. She has an Omni Strike too. I think that's what the multi hit is. She has a 100% chance to knock back on the second hit. And she does have a strengthen. And when she's at 50% health with a survive. And slow and curse immunity. Which honestly, I don't really think that that's going to matter that much. The curse immunity, but you never know. And it's the same thing in her second form. Alright, so now we're going to be reading the description and we're going to be checking if it's the. Okay, yeah, my mic actually sounds really good. Alright, so Nezuko Kamado moves fast, attacks fast, and deals lots of damage. However, she can only attack traitless, alien, and zombie enemies, which can make it difficult to use her to her maximum potential. She's not recommended for use in many mixed stages due to her preference of non-targets that outrange her. In truth, her matchups against traitless enemies are not very good. Her bulk is too low to endure the worst of any Enros or Rain D. So this guy. She has no immunities to handle enemies like H Na or Mr. Mole. So the hyena and Mr. Mole. And she pushes away tankier backliners such as Henry, the pufferfish. And to a safe distance, she's best used against aggressive melee pushers like Dad Shaun, that guy, and Dober PD, this guy, as well as Corey. Okay, that's interesting. Put her in the ring with aliens and she faces a similar problem, with most enemies that outrange her simply won't give her the time of day. Some aliens in particular are especially unforgiving with their ability, including starred aliens with warp and barriers. Not, Nothing less, she finds very decent use case against the melee. She does outrange in Nimoy Bor, Elizabeth the 11th, I think. General Grigori, which I think is like the monkey. The Cyclone, the small Cyclone, and others. This makes her somewhat decent for Into the Future and Cats of the Cosmos. So she's like mid. Better in Into the Future than Cat of the Cosmos itself. Her best target by far are zombies, whom she can effectively crowd control and damage very reliability. She can prevent zombies from burrowing either through sheer damage or the knockback ability itself, and has Zombie Killer to finish them off then and there. Her range is just enough to outrange the most pesky zombies like Zangru and Zerziel. And better yet, she attacks fast enough to keep up with constant zombie spams, which is really good. She still finds immense trouble in dealing with enemies that outrange her, Lord Gravy and Cadaver Bear. But she fares far better than her other two targets. So honestly, if you want to use her in early into the future and zombie stages. Overall, Nezuko Kamado is a fairly mid-line unit despite her impressive offense power. Especially with Strain, she finds her best usage in these situations with primarily heavy melee pursuers. So she's a melee. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's like really cool, actually. Alright, so now we're going to be looking at her stats. So her movement speed and her second form is 14, 14. Her attack range is the same. So everything is the same. The only thing that changes is the attack power and her health. Her health actually sustains a pretty decent boost, I guess. Like about 1600, which is not bad. 16,000, I should say. So, yeah. She's honestly just pretty mid. Uh, Alright, now we're gonna be looking at the attack animation. So she walks like everybody else. But this time she doesn't actually have a sword, so it might be a little bit different. Okay, she just hits you with that right jab and that left jab. That's kind of tough. And she has a fact. like pretty fast attack rate, so she's just gonna be jabbing up zombies out there. And she has a more majestic looking knockback. Alright, so that does it for her. We. Hmm. I agree with this guy. Um. Alrighty, so that is our second Uber that we reviewed. And if you guys are enjoying this live stream, please hit the like button. It would be highly appreciated if you guys did that. I am taking time out of my day to be doing this, and I am happy to do so. But only do it if you actually enjoy it. Alright, now we're going into Ubers. I have zero clue who they are at all. Like, I knew they were two a little bit. I knew they were like the main characters. But these next five, I have no clue who they are. Alright, so this guy is Zenistu Agatuma. Man, these names are weird. Okay, I like his yellow. It looks pretty cool. I like his jacket thing, and his sword looks pretty cool. Pretty cool looking Uber. He's a sniper and nuker. Weird combo, but we're gonna be looking at it later. To the point of fainting, join the Demon Slayer Core with Tanjiro. That dude. Omni strikes deliver massive damage to zombies. So he just deals massive damage to zombies. That's what it looks like. Ooh. Massive damage, zombie killer, immune to freeze. He could. He actually sounds pretty good, but we're going to be looking at the strategy. A powerful anti-zombie nuker with a unique gimmick. Zenitsu Agatsuma stands at a short standing range and delivers massive damage with incredible forward piercing, additional 250 range from where he stands at 220. He deals 309 and 400,000 damage at level 30, almost 500,000 at level 50, which is immensely high. Wait, this is both forms, right? Okay, yeah. His range makes his survivability questionable, but he generally outranges most common zombie, save for Lord Gravy and Cadaver Bear. So it's like the opposite of the other girl that can't really target those two. And can even strike both from a completely safe distance with stepping stones due to his Omni Strike. To exemplify his range at level 50, he does enough to instantly evaporate a Cadaver Bear at standard Uncanny Legends. Wow. Magnificence, oh my goodness, whatever. Magnification, 350%, and even post immeasurable power. Okay. Zenitsu Agasuma CC is generally quite bulkier for a nuker and is fully capable of surviving for long enough to unsheath multiple strikes, using the enemy in front of him as mere lightning rods to demonstrate his sheer power. Just be sure to work around his short standing range by always sending him out in front of melee pushers like Zori. Okay, which is a zombie gorilla guy. So he's a sniper and a nuker, which is not bad. Not bad, not bad. Not bad at all, actually. So his range stands. And honestly, the immune to freeze. I'm not sure what zombie enemies have a freeze ability. Maybe the pufferfish has one. I'm not sure. No, I think he has actually a slow ability. So yeah, could be good if there's like some reason like Henry in the background, there's like zombies. he might be able to like push, which honestly is not that bad. All right, look at the evolved form. Oh, he's got like some smoke, some. Whoa! Wow. Okay, that's my favorite attack by far. That is sick. And that wasn't even like smooth. Like, oh, he's gonna come right here. Wow, that's sick. Does he go back? That's sick. Wow. Hmm. Yeah, people do want him. So, might be a pretty decent Uber to actually have in your collection. Alright, our next guy is this pig looking dude, which has two swords. Alright, let's try to pronounce this guy's name. Inosuke Hashibira. That's this guy. And it looks like he does have a lot of things. He has Aku. Okay. From Demon Slayer, blah blah blah, entered the core with he with. So I guess like it's a core, but everybody entering with that guy. It was like One Piece, where they're like making a team or something. A wild upbringing granting him keen senses. Behemoth Slayer, tough versus Black Aku might knock back. That's interesting, actually. Ooh, okay. So he has a 50% chance to target Black and Aku enemies with Omni Strike, and he's resistance with a 30% chance to instantly pierce shields, and a 5% chance to dodge Behemoth enemies with immune to toxic and freeze. And it's the same in both forms. Honestly, very interesting. It's like totally opposite than the other guys. So his strategy is Inosuke Hashibiria. Is an anti-black slash Aku crowd controller. Pretty good. Not dismissible to Devil Hunter Satoru. Exchanging range for sheer endurance through the resistant ability compared to Immortal Kenji. Generally, he is immensely powerful as a mid-ranger tank and shield piercing, who is particularly important against target traits with, wow, 400,000 effective HP against Black at level 30 and 300 against Aku. That's really good. He makes quick work of most Aku shields and serves as a great supplement DPS in Aku Black stages with his decent all-around stats. Omni strikes and knockback. He attacks fast, is able to juggle black enemies with relative ease, and outranges most common Aku to where he can comfortably support the team by keeping the front line and mid range in check despite his lack of surge immunity. So honestly, like I think he has like a 30% chance to break shield, and if he has like a pretty quick attack, like rate, he like really tear through shields. What really separates Inosuke is his Behemoth Slayer ability and the matchups that. Oh, he might be good against like that the Anteater, the Aqua Ant Leader. To start, he counters Raging Gory and Kasurian Dark Jove. That guy. Oh, I don't like that guy either. It was toxic. Very well, thanks to his immunity to toxic, as well as the ridiculous stat boost Behemoth Slayer provides against said enemies. The same applies to the fully Vorin. Oh, that guy. Whose shield is feebly enough that it breaks without the need of any fancy abilities, and thus can be brute force through sheer stats in most encounters. Even with bad shield piercing luck, the somewhat low shield piercing odds can make handling this dude. Yeah, that guy. Problematic when accompanied by other enemies to support him, but it is usually a little worry so long as you can protect Inosuke Hashibiara well enough until it procs. Finally, this dude is usually seen with much more problematic enemies that makes Inosuke uses dubious at best. However, with a generally favorable set matchups, he still finds a place as a competent Behemoth Slayer cat. So he's really decent. He's decent at what he does. So he's a mid ranger and breaker, even though they just said his thing was low. His odds of breaking. Man, my reading is terrible. Inosuke uses dubious at best, however, with generally favorable set matchups. Man, I can't read for save my life. Alright, so his speed stays the same as knockback, range stays the same. His damage changes just a little bit, and his HP actually bumps up pretty drastically. That's pretty good actually. He has like a really interesting like combos with his things. Like this is pretty interesting, like different stuff to have. So honestly, he's like super mid. To be honest, oof, he's already he's already running. He's doing the Naruto run. All right, let's see. Oh man, he's got like that long spread. Man, all right. Oh yeah, he just goes up in there and like slashes you with two swords. It's pretty cool, not gonna lie. They have pretty cool attack animations. Okay, let's see. Hmm. So yeah, honestly, he sounds like not that good. Like if you have Karu, whatever. If Karu Hanyana could definitely outclass this guy like easily. I wish I had him, but I don't. All right, we have three more Ubers to look at, and then that's gonna probably be the end of the live stream because I got stuff to do. And this guy just looks like the other guy, like probably his mom or something. The the girl and the guy's mom. It wouldn't surprise me if that was them. Man, I picked like a wrong time to stream. I think I did. Like people have school today. I'm lucky I don't have school. I'm streaming because it's icy out here in Canada. Alright, so this is Gyu Tomioka. Alright, he's a backliner again and a crowd controller. Alright, guided Tahiro and Nezuko. So this is like your mentor. So the Demon Slayer core, strong versus traitless in red, with 100% chance to slow. Okay. Oof. Okay, what is this? This is like math. So it has the Omni Strike, long range on first hit. Okay, so his Omni Strike is a little different. Strong against these two traits and slows. Honestly, kind of complicated. Immune to slow, immune to curse, immune to surge. Weird. Alright, we're just gonna see what the strategy says. Giyu Tomioka is a backline, anti-red, traitless DPS and crowd control. Hybrid, he has great effective DPS in bulk via strong against. A decent attack rate and high range. It's a dude. He's even kitted out with a slow that has over a 70% uptime on the third hit. Truly the complete package. So they say they're pretty good. Against red, he's strong enough to hold his own in pretty much any matchup one can think of, from Boar, Red Energy, and Dr. KO. There's not much to worry about Professor A, which is not too surprising. However, where Jiu Tumioka really shines against trailers. Okay. Whom he counters surprisingly well across the board. He deals oh my goodness, excellent damage to Ross, outranges Ring D, and H, nah, okay, tanks the Camel, Master A, Corey, and the Slaw. That's honestly pretty crazy, and doesn't break sweat doing it. He is extremely well rounded as a result, and even has phenomenal immunities that help with advanced bosses like Cappy Jr., Cappy Queno, which is the fat guy, not the fat guy, the big guy, or various stages of Heavenly and Infernal Tower. So he's pretty good at what he does, I guess. He's not the best, but he's decent. He is a backliner and crowd controller, which is pretty cool, I guess. And alright, so his HP does go up quite a bit. His damage goes up by 11,000. Uh, Everything else stays the same. So it's like another one of those mid situational, but a little bit less situational than some of the other units. Uh, so that's pretty good. Okay, he has the same attack, kinda. Oh no, he jumps at them. So he's like got water. So he's like a water bender or something. Pretty cool. I like these attack animations a lot. Alright, now we're gonna see what they say. Ryan teachers, always welcome. Oh. Okay, so they're saying like he's kind of like the same thing as me. Maybe bragging him a little bit more, but he's pretty like mid. All right, two more to look at. This guy and this guy. This one is Shinobu Kocho. What are these names? This guy just gains a little bit of pink and purple. Nothing too crazy. Crowd controller and a sniper again. Alright. Insect Hashira, proficient and welding demon killing poison. Sage Slayer might weaken floating metal angel. So this guy's a Sage Slayer. Alright, he has a 100% chance to survive lethal strike. Immune to slow. All these guys have like immune to slow. Sage Slayer, 50% chance to weaken, 10% chance to perform a crit, long distance, and a Omni Strike. Very weird combo. Like Metal Angel, like that's weird. Like even floating in metal is weird. Okay, let's see the strategy and usage. Shinobu Kosho is a high piercing long distance crowd controller. Ta- tailored to punishing mid range and backline enemies such as EM, Face, and Kala Maria. And practice, she's rather mediocre all around with only 50% chance to weaken targets. Only somewhat made up by two-part multi-hit that brings the average up to 75%. She has an uncomfortably small inside range that allows melee pushers to infiltrate her blind spot relatively easy. If her crowd control fails to proc, this isn't helped by her actual target trait, which are jam-packed with hyper-aggressive and or fast melee that are unrelenting. Her high pierce helps her hit a huge chunk of the battleground, and she is able to maintain 100% uptime if you're lucky, but the impracticality, I'm losing it, bro. I can't read. I've been reading for a while. Of using her is to be noted. While she can critical hit, the 10% activation rate makes it a bonus for metal stages, while your actual critters do heavy lifting. As for Sage Slayer, it's not very useful on her outside of Tashiruska and Ange Lackey, the two which are already shut down by this dude in large part. Okay, so once again, very mid, even more situational, I guess. Uh, so honestly, kind of sounds bad. Oh, I should drink water, but I don't have water near, so I'm like losing my. I'm not losing my voice, but my voice. Yeah. Wait, wait, whoa! This guy like jumps up in the air. That's pretty cool. That's tough. Wow. But like jumps in the air and like comes down. It's funny. Right. This. So yeah, like bad. All right. Our last Uber to look at in this collaboration is Kyojuro Rengoku, which is this dude. Oh, okay. He's probably like the cool lookest, like with the red and the. Oh, this is pretty cool. So this guy is a rusher and a backliner, which sounds kind of weird to put those two together, but we'll see. So A cheerful demeanor and blunt manner of speech, strong versus black aliens, and stronger after taking damage. With, of course, Omni Strike. All these guys have Omni Strike, I'm pretty sure. So this guy actually has Barrier Breaker and 100% chance to do so. Immune to weaken and strengthen. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. The abilities sound good, but we're gonna see if he's actually good. So Kijoru Rangoku is an anti-black alien range rusher with a blazing fast attack rate. His DPS against targets is already respectable in his own right. Made even better by an Omni Strike with 50 forward pierce. His guaranteed barrier breaker makes him absolutely phenomenal against the starred aliens and Cat of the Cosmos, given his very solid status through strong against. It's like, like that stage to get um what's his name? Cheerleader Cat's true form, the one of the zombies and all the Babas. That might be a good stage against him. 9,000 effective DPS at level 30. And standing range. Kyojuru Rengoku effortlessly melts through hordes of black enemies without even giving them a chance to attack. And most aliens are simply unable to push through the massive damage count without abilities like Warp. But one might notice, however, it's his 150% striking that activates at 33 HP, bringing his general DPS to a whopping 13,000 at level 30 against targets. This number grows to an absurd 24,000. This boost makes him an absolute monster in his last reposition, preventing pretty much any enemy from ever reaching him unless they already outrange him at level 50 while straightened. Except him to keep on fighting until the sun comes up. Damn. I think that the thing of until the sun comes up is meaning that the demons only come at night. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. I'm not sure. Well, honestly, this guy actually sounds really good. He sounds like some guy that's actually pretty usable. The damage doesn't go up by that much. And the health goes up by actually pretty good chunk. So honestly, he's pretty damn good. Let's just say that. Now his attack, I bet this is gonna be pretty cool. This might be my favorite attack. I'm just gonna assume. Okay, yeah, that's my favorite attack. That is sick. The fire, that's crazy. That's tough. Okay, this guy is actually like super good. Yeah, I see beautiful animation. Suna. Okay, I just went through all the list of members in this collaboration. Now I'm going to be ranking them from my favorite. So first is probably gonna be this guy. This guy is the zombie dude, and he's like the electric guy. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, he's pretty cool. And then these two are pretty good. I think this guy is better, from what I remember, than her. So he's gonna go in second place. And for first place, it was gonna be this guy. This is the guy I'm hoping to get. These two for sure. So these three are the guys I'm gonna hopefully try to pull. So honestly, in conclusion, this review, this collab is honestly kind of cool. It's it's unique. It has some pretty cool units. The stages are gonna be cool to play. I'm looking forward for the mission rewards and 3 rare tickets. And I will probably be using my cat food to try to get guaranteed Uber because they can be pretty useful. So I'm going to be ending this live stream today, and I hope everybody that's watching has a good day or night. I know they're probably in school, a lot of those people, so hopefully you had a good day at school if you're gonna watch this live stream after. And yes, that is it. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Colt Man, and this has been the Demon Slayer and Battle Cats update review. Uh, bye.